Yo friends, I want to show you a planting project I've been working on here. I'm kind of calling it the Perennial Three Sisters. It's a version of perennial companion planting. So a smart design system where many plants work in concert together, working with one another, as opposed to just a single acre of monocrop corn. This special design can be beneficial for all the plants and can make every plant more productive even though it's sharing space with others. Probably one of the most famous versions of this is the traditional Native American planting of corns, beans, and squash. The corn grows tall and high and needs a lot of nitrogen. The beans vine up the corn. They use the corn as a trellis and they fix the nitrogen to share with the corn. And then the squash cover the ground to prevent other weeds from encroaching in. And well, it's really hard to improve systems that have been working really well for hundreds of years, but I wanted to give it a shot and I wanted to try something new. My main idea and hope for improvement here is creating a perennial system. Corn, beans, and squash you have to plant every year. What if I could create a similar system that I plant once and I harvest forever? So this is what I've got so far. This is the tall element, kind of the substitution for the corn. This is Jerusalem artichoke. It's in the sunflower family. It makes a beautiful sunflower. Actually, this whole stem will be covered in small yellow flowers here in a short time. And it has an edible tuber. So this is a patch of sunchoke or Jerusalem artichoke where I went in and I dug out every single tuber I could find. And look at what popped up. Still so many more plants popped up. It's actually a pretty hard plant to get rid of once established. So I've made sure to plant it here surrounded by concrete and the house. So it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay put right here. As a ground cover element, I wanted to plant another plant that likes to spread a lot, knowing that I have this area here that'll stop plants from spreading. So this is some apple mint passed down from my great-grandfather's farm, I believe. And this creates a nice ground cover. It's a little tall, but it'll form a nice thick mat as it grows. And it's a perennial. It's pretty hard to kill, even as I'm in here rooting out and digging up the tubers for the sunchokes. Now the third step, I want a nitrogen fixing plant, preferably a vine that can climb these tall elements of the sunchokes. Last year I tried to plant hopness or ground nut and it just wasn't, it didn't really grow here. Maybe I had bad tubers, I'm not sure. But I have those tubers planted in a different place this year so I can watch over them a little bit more carefully and intentionally. Meanwhile, this year I tried something different. This year I threw in some scarlet runner bean seeds. These are, an edible green bean type thing, but it's a perennial, so it'll keep popping back year after year. I have another one growing back there, vining up the sunchokes. The one thing I question about this system so far, I liked the idea of the ground nuts, because as I'm rooting in here digging up for sunchoke tubers, I'm also digging up ground nut tubers, and I'll leave a few tubers of each in here and they resprout every year. The runner beans, I'm not sure if they're gonna survive me rooting around in here digging up the sunchokes. They're a really easy thing to plant. I can just toss a few seeds in the ground, so we'll see. It doesn't quite meet my desire of easily completely perennial, but it's a start. So 3 plants working in concert together this year: sunchokes, scarlet runner beans, and mint. Any other perennial companion plantings that you're working on? Drop a note in the comments. I'd love to see what you're working on too this summer. Have a great day, friends.